Welcome to SmackDown, the show where I book instead of Eric.
Heck
We
yeah.
don't come at you as hostile as he does. Feel free to like and subscribe to the video, helps the channel out. With that said,
Maybe you should
let's
learn
move on.
from that intro. Maybe you should hop on my videos and like and subscribe. I'm talking to you
I,
specifically.
it's me specifically.
Yeah, you don't be liking my videos. No one
I
be
am
liking my
subscribed
videos.
though.
But you gotta give me that watch time. How else are these videos gonna get
True, I
pushed up
should
if
just
you
turn
don't?
all your videos on in the background.
Honestly.
That's what all anyone who watches these videos do that too. Just turn these videos on in the background.
Honestly. Anyways,
Uh,
continue.
okay. Solo Sikoa and Bloodline Wolfpack open the show this week, and Bronson Reed stands right next to Solo in the middle. Solo says, "Last night we all saw my plan come to fruition. This plan was destined to happen, and before we get to Bloodline Wolfpack business, let me hand the mic off to Bronson to explain why he did what he did." Bronson grabs the mic and immediately receives a chorus of boos. Bronson says, "Sammy, you had this coming. Ever since I partnered with you, I was a man you put in harm's way. I had to be the one to handle all the tough situations. And what did I get in return, Sammy? Let me tell you what I got in return. Absolutely nothing. You got to find all the success and opportunities whilst I just sat in the background and clapped along, hoping one day you would just give me something to go after. I had decided to turn a blind eye to my own career in hopes of advancing yours. Then Solo came to SmackDown. He approached me and explained how I was holding myself back by aligning myself with you. I tried to fight the thought, but each and every week kept validating what Solo said. So, in simpler terms, Sammy, what happened at SummerSlam was all your fault. Solo then takes the mic back and says, "Now, let's get on to Bloodline Wolfpack business. A few weeks ago, I was speaking about my family getting some gold around their waists, and I think it's time we start moving in that direction. The first order is to get some tag gold around the Gorillas of Destiny. So, gentlemen, let's head back and talk to Big E about getting those titles." We then move into the first match of the night, Lyra Valkyria versus Io Sky. Towards the end of this match, Io goes up top for the over the moonsault, and as she jumps off, Lyra gets her feet up and kicks Io in the face as she comes down. Lyra then rushes to her feet and picks up Io and connects with the Nightwing. Lyra covers Io. One, two, three. Io kicks out right after three, and Lyra has some of a surprised look on her face as she celebrates the win. Io just sits on the mat going through a series of motions, taking in that she may lose out on the title opportunity at Bad Blood. But Lyra Valkyria picks up the shock win in the women's IC title tournament.
Kicked out at 3. She Hogan.
Right after three.
Io Hogan.
Io Hogan. Um, we then cut backstage. Solo Sikoa and Bloodline Wolfpack enter Biggie's office and speak about getting the Gorillas Destiny a title shot. Biggie is about to say something when the New Day enter the office. Kofi says to Biggie, "There is no way you're giving another team a shot before we get a proper rematch." At SummerSlam, we got screwed over with AOP being added to the mix. Then, let alone did we have to deal with a third team, but then AJ hit me over the head with a damn title that should be around our waists. So, if anyone is getting that title shot at Bad Blood, it is me and Woods. Biggie says, "Look, I'm always open to new names fighting for titles, but Kofi, I get where you're coming from, so here's what we're going to do. In the main event tonight, it's going to be the New Day taking on the Gorillas of Destiny. Whoever wins gets the title shot at Bad Blood. Now please exit my office as I have some business to attend to." We then cut over into a different part of backstage. Io is panicking in the back, and Dakota comes in to confront her. Io says, "I lost, Coda. I'm not going to get another title shot. I'm not going to get the title shot." Dakota says, "Look, you're fine. You're still in second. And look, if you don't get the title shot, Asuka at least gets the title opportunity. So one way or another, that title is coming home to Damage Control." Io says, "But I want the title shot. I want to be the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion." Dakota hugs Io and says, "It's going to be fine." We then head down to the ring. The first match in the men's King of the Ring tournament. First round matchup, AJ Styles versus Ricochet. AJ Styles picks up the win.
Why you
Carrying
bald?
Cross. Why you bald? Karrion Cross is walking around backstage with his title over his shoulder when he gets confronted by Cody Rhodes. Uh, Cody Rhodes confronts Cross and says, Cross, just the man I was wanting to see. Look, I told Swerve this a couple of weeks ago that I was wanting to get my career back on track, and I was going to use him to do so. Well, I just want to tell you face to face, I want that title. Cross laughs and says, Cody, I knew this day was going to come. I watched you from afar go from a main eventer to just a guy. So let me start with saying congratulations on growing a set down there. Because it's obvious for uh, because it's obvious for a while someone had cut them off. And secondly, if you want this title, then I'll gladly like to see you try. In fact, there's a PLE coming around the corner, and I don't see anyone else rushing to face me, so how about we just make it official right now? Cross versus Rhodes at Bad Blood. Cody smiles and puts his hand out. Cross shakes his hand and says, Be careful when he makes deals with the devil, Cody, because you tend to get burned. We then see AJ Styles enter his locker room with Ethan Page. Ethan celebrates the first round win with AJ. Then they start to speak about their tag titles. AJ says, Ethan, whoever we get at Bad Blood, we know we're going to win. We are the greatest tag team in wrestling today. Hell, we may even be the greatest tag team of all time. And now at the King of the Ring tournament, I'm going to walk through the competition and become the phenomenal king. Ethan says, That sounds like a great plan, but let's make sure to focus on whoever we are getting at Bad Blood tonight. Uh, we then cut back to the ring, where we see Seth Rollins come down to the ring and demands to see Drew McIntyre. Drew doesn't show, and Seth just starts on this tirade. Seth says, You are an unreliable scumbag who only thinks about himself. You let alone cost yourself that world title because you couldn't hold on just a little bit longer, but you cost me the world title. You have been a massive pain in my ass for far too long, and Drew, the time has come for me to finally put you down. So if you're not in the back, then I'll make a date for us to meet. Bad blood, me and you. And this time, Drew, I don't want you getting back up. I'm going to beat you so bad that you simply can't bring yourself back to your feet. So Drew, I'm throwing out the challenge. Bad blood, me and you. Last man standing. Whenever you want to come out of hiding, please let me know your answer. Seth then turns around and gets claymored from Drew. Drew then bends down and picks up the mic and accepts the challenge. We then move into our next match, another match in the women's IC title tournament, Ember Moon versus Zarya. Ember Moon picks up the win via pinfall, earning herself 3 points. Mercedes and Team Bad then come down to the ring after the match to celebrate Mercedes' title win. Mercedes says, Just like I knew would happen at SummerSlam, I beat Cora Jade and became the new women's champion. Cora, I don't want to say that it was easy for me to beat you, but in all honesty, it was. You're a wounded animal, and I did what I had to do. Cora, take this as a favor I did you by beating you. You are held together by athletic tape and a prayer, so now you can just sit back and relax while I take this division into its future. Cora J's music then plays and she makes her way onto the ramp. Cora says, Mercedes, you may be right about me being held together with athletic tape and a prayer, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to rest on the success I've had. I want my title back, Mercedes, plain and simple. Mercedes laughs and says, Cora, please, think about your health, girl. You've had plenty more years ahead of you where you can have a lot more success. Why do you want to torture yourself now by facing me again? Cora says, Look, I've been taught if you want something, you go for it. And now that I've had a taste of being champion, I am addicted to it. I want that feeling again. So Mercedes, I don't care if I'm at 1%. I want my title back. Mercedes sighs and says, Fine, I'll give you a rematch. But let me do you a favor. I'm going to allow you to have the next couple of weeks off so that when we meet at Bad Blood, you are as ready as possible. But don't let this be a sign of weakness. At Bad Blood, it will be the same result as it was at SummerSlam. It won't be pretty. I will dismantle you, and then I'm going to walk out with my women's championship held high. So Cora, please get as ready as you can, because I will not be taking it lightly. We then go backstage, where Charlotte is interviewed about beating Becky Lynch. Charlotte says Becky was simply a roadblock in the career of Charlotte Flair, and it is now time for me to get back on track. So up next, you'll see me dismantle my opponent in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Then I'm going to dismantle who is ever in my path in pursuit of becoming Queen of the Ring. When I win that, then I will gladly take that women's title off of whoever's shoulders it will be around. But that's several weeks from now. Right now, I have a match, so sit back and watch the Queen put on a showcase. We go down to the ring. Charlotte Flair versus Kairi Sane. First round of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Charlotte Flair wins. Trick Williams is backstage walking around with this newly won U.S. title when he gets confronted by Kevin Owens. Kevin says, "Look, I'm going to cut to the chase. I want my title back. I'm entitled to a rematch, so just tell me when I can get my belt back." Trick looks at Kevin confused and says, "Who told you you were entitled to this? This belt ain't yours no more. It's around the waist of somebody who let alone deserves to be champion, but someone who actually looks like a champion. So, Kevin, how about you get your ass to the back of the line?" Kevin smirks and seems like he's about to do something when Malachi walks into frame. Malachi says, "Kevin, you are too quick to action, but I'm not here for you. Trick, you stole that win away from me. That title should be around my waist, not yours. But unfortunately, I cannot change the past, but I can alter the future. So if anyone is getting a shot at that title, it's going to be me." Trick says, "Look, neither of you deserve a shot at this, but I'm willing to do something for you. How about next week you two meet in the ring and whoever wins might have a chance at facing me for this title?" Trick then walks away and Kevin looks at Malachi and then he also walks away. Solo Sikoa is then seen speaking with Bloodline Wolfpack and hypes up the Gorillas of Destiny ahead of their match. Solo says, "Tonight you guys start the process of the takeover of SmackDown. Tonight is just step one. Then at Bad Blood we capture our first set of titles. The whole family has your guys' back tonight, so go out there and show the whole world who the Gorillas of Destiny truly are." Move into the main event, Gorillas of Destiny versus the New Day. Towards the end of the match, Bloodline Wolfpack have been kicked out of like the external people, not Tama and Tonga, but uh, Bloodline Wolfpack have been kicked out of ringside, but the Gorillas of Destiny are still in control of the match. The Gorillas both head up top to deliver the two-post massacre, and as they are about to dive off, Sammy rushes in from the crowd and gets up on the apron. He starts arguing with both of them, who hop off the top rope and get in his face. As they argue, Sammy hops off the apron as Woods drives Tama out of the ring, and Kofi connects with the Trouble in Paradise to Tonga Loa. Kofi covers Tonga. 1, 2, 3. Um, as the New Day celebrate the win, Jacob, Fatu, and Bronson Reed rush out and chase Sammy through the crowd as Solo tends to the Gorillas of Destiny. The show fades out with the New Day in the ring and chaos all around it. The New Day earn yet another title shot. And
They
that is
beat
SmackDown.
the Samoan Mind Control.
There were no
That
match for Sami Uso.
that was SmackDown.